Callum, firstly, congratulations. 3 really, really hard-earned points today.
3 massive points. I think if any team that comes down here and gets a win and a clean sheets, done really well. It's a hard place to come. It's maybe a wee different side, Morton now, to what they were maybe a couple of years ago. They're trying to play a bit of football. So it was, about us being brave on the press, which we'd done, and then when they went long, we won the ball, and then we picked up the second balls. Look, it was a scrappy game, and the goal probably epitomises that. But look, towards the end of the game, obviously being 10 men, we hung on and we defended really well without them really actually creating a chance.
Talk to me about the back line that you're part of in terms of coming into the game. As you say, Morton are looking to zip the ball about. It seemed to be really difficult in this surface for both teams, but it is a different animal that we're facing here.
Look, definitely. I think nowadays football's trying to play majority for the back and expansive football. So the way the manager wants to set up, we're really aggressive on the press and go man for man, and it's risky at times, but the amount of rewards we get from it, and we nick it in high areas, and we get a lot of chances from that. So as a back line, we're man for man, we leave ourselves a wee bit exposed at times, but you've got to be brave. And one thing about this team is that they've got unbelievable recovery pace that we can get back in, and we know if we do get burst at times, the shape and the way we train the manager, we train to get back in behind the ball, and we've got a right good structure behind the ball, and I think you've seen that towards the late end of the second half. The structure that we have behind the ball, everybody knows their jobs, and we defend as a unit.
We've already seen dividends of the demands that the management team place upon you. I was joking with you as you come up the stairs for the interview that you could do with wheeling an ice bath about with you, but your fitness looks incredibly sharp.
Look, it's a fit team. There's, we'll not shy away. The manager will say that as well. He expects high numbers from us, runs. Training's really difficult, but it's structured to the way that we want to play. I think you ask any of the boys that we're reaping rewards from it. I think as the manager came in last year, you've seen the impact it had with the run towards the end of the season. We were running over the top of teams, and it's continued. And that's a credit to obviously the manager and the staff, but also the players. The players are massive. Everybody's pushing each other along, and we know the demands and the standards that we put on each other. And everybody's going in the right direction.
It was a game of few chances in terms of the highlights reel, but it was something quite ingenious about the goal itself, from goalkeeper all the way up, and Dylan executes a nice wee header.
Look, it's a brave header from Dylan. I said that it probably looked like on the pitch for where I was the least person that wanted to head a football in his life, but look, he's done it. He's put his neck there, and he could have got a solo one, but it's a brave header. Like I say, he probably didn't want to head it. It looked like he didn't want to head it for where I was, but it's brave, and that's what Dylan does. It's probably a different type of game for him today, with him and Paul, dealing with long balls and having to compete, whereas they want to be playing football. But they do great for us. I think that's the last 3 or 4 games they've played up there and caused real problems. And Dylan's got that quality that when he gets a chance, he'll put the ball in the back of the net, and it's a great ball for Josh. I've played with Josh for years. I know how capable he is with his feet, and it's credit to the two of them. And look, it gave us that platform to go and defend for the rest of the game.
I'm wondering if you had better eyes on the red card incident than many of us up in the stand. What did you make of it?
It just looked like it was coming together. I think Josh obviously tried to win the ball, and it's just a coming together. I think there was bodies in front of me, but for where I was, it looked a bit harsh. But look, the ref gets the best view of it probably, so that's all I can kind of say about that. But it's one of the things in football.
What's the pitch side message, and what's the kind of in-game message as you go down to 10 men and you think, we're going into game management mode, but we also need to continue to press?
Look, it's probably comes, obviously the manager sorted the shape in that, but it probably comes from the players and the pitch. We've got loads of experience on there, especially in the back line. And it's about managing the game, taking your time. We've seen how many corners we had at free kicks towards the end that we're keeping up there with Jack and Vonnie, and it's a massive shift then for Vonnie to play right midfield, has to come back, defend 1v1, which he's done great. So it's just about being compact, I think, when you go out to 10 men and try to just deal with crosses, force them to go wide, so you have to get bodies in the box and deal with crosses, which I thought we've done, and we've done well to get back up the park. Jack done great, holding the ball up, and then we still had that energy at that late in the game to get up the pitch. So brilliant credit to the boys.
What about your own season thus far, in terms of you've had this pre-season, you're looking sharp, you're playing consistently, putting your body in the line as you said as you were setting up there. Ill health hampered kind of last season in parts. You feeling the full article now?
Aye, definitely. I think last season obviously was hampered to maybe about February time when I kind of got back properly fit. So we've got a real good pre-season, a hard pre-season. I think everybody's feeling the exact same. Everybody's feeling good, feeling fit, and it's just allowed me to continue.
What's next? We know we've got St Johnstone on the horizon. We know if Starts Park absolutely bustling. A hard working week. Do you get a wee bit of recuperation first?
Obviously we get tomorrow off and then we'll go again Monday. Full focus on St Johnstone. It'll be a great spectacle. It's where you want to be. You want to be at the top end of the table. I think it'll be first and second if I'm correct. So it's an unbelievable opportunity for us to go and compete with them and put a marker down to say we're not going to disappear. Obviously they'll be massive favourites for the league with the squad and the money they've got, but that doesn't matter when you're 11v11 on a pitch. It's about us going there. Obviously played them in pre-season as well, so we know how good the side they are, but we're a really good side, and on that day a couple of decisions went our way. It could have been a totally different game, so we'll give them the respect they're due. They're obviously a good team, but it's about us. We're at home and we need to go and take the game to them.
Looking forward to it. Congratulations on today. Great to see you playing to your standards and I guess our expectations, so we'll catch you next week.
Thank you very much. Cheers.